Hello, gorgeous people, wonderful people, lovely people. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for all the support and all of the beautiful comments that you send in. I really do appreciate them. It's what keeps me going. Today I'm talking about bumper cars, okay, or dodgems. And I'm also talking about a few things that I've seen lately that are worth commenting on. Yeah, just about current affairs. But not like raisin. Not like that kind of current. Current as in what's flowing. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So I was given this analogy the other day about where we are. And they said that it's like being at the fairground and riding on the dodgems. This is where we are at the moment. They said we're on the dodgems and we're driving around, bumping into people, crashing, having accidents. Now, I don't know if you remember, but when we were kids, the dodgems, what they would have is just like this circular security belt that you would put around, supposedly, we never did. You put it around yourself and it stopped you from flying out of the car, yeah? But it really wasn't very effective. And many people have had whiplash from dodgems. You know, sore neck when somebody crashes into the back of you, which was usual. However, what I used to do would be I would avoid, in every dodgem car race that's on, there are certain mad people. They're the mad ones, the ones who actually will go, you know, because everyone has to go in a certain direction. Some people would go in the opposite direction, some would spin and go head to head with people and do like a head to head, and that could really hurt you. So I would avoid them. I would stay kind of around the outside, and I would do these, you know, the side hitting, because that's all right, isn't it? That's fun, boing and way. But heading, you know, head to head crashes, I used to avoid, and that's kind of where I think we are at the moment. That what the industry said was interesting. They said, look, the dodgem cars are built to survive this. The whole idea of a dodgem car is it's got a big rubber doodah around the outside. That's a professional word, by the way. And so it's, you know, you can't really do a lot of damage, but you can if you go crazy, if you really go crazy. So I think at the moment we shouldn't be going head to head with people. Now's not the time. Why? Because there's a lot of angry people at the moment in both camps. The people who are asleep at the moment are starting to be shook or shaken. Don't know if it's the shook. They're starting to be shaken, and they don't want to wake up. And people and things and situations are starting to wake them up, and they're becoming fucking angry. Very, very angry. They are not the people that we want to go head to head with. I mean, I'm learning, will I ever learn properly? You know, to shut half of my mouth. Sometimes to shut my whole mouth. Because you know, remember the expression, don't try and teach pigs to sing. It wastes your time and it really fucking annoys the pigs. But now, remember the pigs, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. I'm not saying that people who are asleep are pigs. It's just an expression. All right, blame Anthony DeMello. But these people are very angry at the same time. And so you're going to make them more angered. So we've just got to, you know, kind of keep the peace a little bit and just hold our tongue, bite our tongue. Right? There's no point. You know, what I have discovered is this. For the people who don't want to hear what you've got to say, it doesn't matter how clever you are. It doesn't matter how much wonderful argument you've got, how it's backed up with anything. They don't give a shit. They can't hear it. They don't want to hear it. You're wasting your time. They're getting angry. You're getting angry. It's just the biggest waste of time ever. So we've just got to learn to shut the fuck up. Yeah? That's what I've got to learn anyway. But I am pretty good at it, but every now and again, no. Every now and again, no. Somebody just sticks the finger in this open wound that I've got, I don't know. injustice, I think, a wound of this is not just. And sometimes they'll stick their finger there and I dance. They pull my tail and their little monkey dances. But hey, that isn't very often, and we're forgiven for it. We're only human after all. Good line from a song there. So I want to talk about some things that I've seen lately that I thought were very interesting. So just this morning when I was out walking the dogs, I saw a kind of review of a meeting that had happened in the European Union. There are some European members of Parliament who are fighting tooth and nail to bring out into the open the plan that was the COVID situation, and they're from Hungary, from I think the Czech Republic, from all of the countries that saw communism being installed, dictatorship, all of that, and so they saw what was happening. They've seen it. It was very fresh for them. Unlike, for example, Germany, where we're talking like 100 years ago now or more, the Germans were taken in because even though they'd seen that happen, it was too long ago. But these other countries, the Eastern Bloc countries, they saw it. It was like, oh, we've just seen this shit before. Like, 1 decade ago or 2 decades ago, we've seen that, or 3 decades, whatever. But in their lifetime. And so they got together with all of the renowned scientists, like Malone, Malone who's done, you've got to take your hat off to these people. These people have sacrificed their life. They're giving up their life. They're having to travel around the world to do these talks. I think it's spectacular, the work that they're doing. So they were saying what they'd done, and they're going to do another one, and they're going to, they want everybody's help to contact their members of Parliament to make sure that the WHO isn't able to implement what it wants to implement next year and stuff like that. So it struck me as, there's such a lot being done in so many areas. There are so many people working on this. We're not alone. So somebody said that in the chat, I think, that there are pockets of awakened people, pockets of sleeping people, and the pockets of awakened people are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the pockets of sleeping people are getting smaller and smaller. But remember one thing, as the pockets of sleeping people get smaller, what's going to happen is the people that are going to be left are going to be extremely extremely sold on the idea of what they believe in. It's the stalwarts that are going to be left. It's going to be the people who are the extremists that are going to be left in there. So remember that as the goodly people leave that group, they're going to leave behind the mad people. All right, so it will get worse when the conversations we have and what we hear and what we have to listen to will get worse. It'll become more extreme. Okay, because the nice people are leaving them. Something that I saw just again today, which is hilarious, and what does it mean? I have no idea. I don't know what it means. But in the coronation, so the cameras on the doorway of the coronation. I don't know whether Charles was coming in or going out. I have no idea. I haven't watched any of the coronation, as you might imagine. But the Grim Reaper walks past the door with his scythe and his hood on. The Grim Reaper. Right. So let's just look at this logically. All right. This is the place where the coronation was happening. The security in that place must have been at maximum. I mean, maximum security, especially in light of the fact that there are lots of people who aren't very happy about that. So how did the Grim Reaper get to be there and walk past the door? He didn't come in, fortunately. He just walked past. Who was he? I mean, a man with a suit on, with a fancy dress. How did he get there? Did he have a role? Is the Grim? Are they going to do a show later on, another diabolic show to the devil and all of that, and have the Grim Reaper? Maybe that's why. Maybe he was just running to the toilet. I'll just quickly have a wee before I start chopping off heads. I don't know. But this world in which we live is the most bizarre place ever. It's bizarre. I mean, I don't know what was more bizarre. The fact that Sausage Fingers was being coronated, or that the Grim Reaper was there. I don't know. Then I saw something else, and it was a little while ago. There's a politician in America, blonde-haired lady, and she's in the Republican arena, and she is calling out like everything, like openly. Being in the interviews, she's talking. I saw an interview with this woman who was interviewing, and she was saying, "You have said that all the Democrats are," and I'm not going to use the word, okay, but are. Let's have a look. What's the new word? MAPs, minor attracted persons. Okay, she said, "You're saying all Democrats," and she said, "Yes." All right. I mean, it's slightly. Bit of a sweeping statement. But what she did was she was talking about the President, Biden, and about what his preferences are, and about all of the children that are going missing from, all these people who are coming into the country, these open borders, and all of the children that are going missing, and also all of the Democrat Party. And remember that there are tons of Democrats who are leaving the Democrat Party because it's changed. It isn't what it used to be. These used to be the relaxed and groovy people, These were the people who wanted everybody just to do their own thing and be happy. It's completely changed on its head. And she was mentioning that in schools now they're forcing all of this horrible information onto the kids, gender reassignment, all of that. So she was kind of calling it out. But this was on mainstream. And I thought, that's good. It's always skewed as though we're mad. Everybody's mad. Of course, that's the way that they do it, isn't it? That's their system, is to criticise, to laugh at, to make fun of, to attack personalities, stuff like that. But, as they say in Spain, con dos cojones, that woman, well done that she's doing that. How long she'll last, I don't know, but she's out there. And this is what I'm seeing all the time. More and more people are speaking out and just saying these things, and they can't kind of stop it. Look at that beautiful interview with Elon Musk in the BBC. I mean, that was the most damning interview that the BBC's had, and they've aired it, and they didn't take it down, which is strange as well, isn't it? Nothing makes sense these days. And then, just to finish, Pam Gregory. I do like Pam. She's my kind of person. She's very positive. She's been positive since the beginning. She's got very knowledgeable in what she says, but she always puts a positive spin on it. And I think that's lovely. So thank you very much, Pam. You won't see this, but I'm thanking you anyway. But again, she's talking about what's happening right now. Remember, we've already moved into a tremendous phase of revelation, but there are lots of other things happening. And I was listening to her, and she was just saying that we're in a place where more and more and more will be revealed. Well, that's not strange, is it? The emissaries have been saying we're moving into the time of revelation. They said that this year was the year of revelation. So everything kind of fits in, not just with what we see and what the emissaries say, but what the stars are saying too. We're in a really, really fascinating time. As somebody said on the chat, we are very lucky to be alive here, and I believe that we are very lucky, even though at times it doesn't feel that great. It doesn't feel that great when you look up and this is something for me, that you look up and the skies are filled with stuff, and you just think, man, please beam me up, Scotty. I missed out on the spaceships are going to take me up. I didn't go for that one. But hey, if it were true, I'd be happy. I'd get the first ticket. Let me go up. Let's have a breather. Give me like 6 months out. where we're on a spaceship and you can tell me all about what the reality is, what's real about the reality, and then I'll go back down again. But just let me know that everything's all right. However, there's no spaceship that's going to take me up at the moment that I'm aware of, and so I'm going to be here, just like all of us. We're going to be here doing the do and just keep going on, yeah? However, everything is where it should be. Everything is in the right place. Everything's beautiful. I love you all. I'll see you all later. Bye.